but that didn't really work out.
Yeah, not enough. When Ekop is not playing, we don't see enough shamans. So Ekop, you need to play more.
Well, Ekop is the only one that always wins with the shaman somehow.
Yeah, somehow. we never figured out how he does it, but he does it good. So let's jump into the game and see what the players picked here. And it's Druid versus Druid. Haven't seen that matchup in, well, never in the team league. As start matchup.
Yep, that's surprising. Normally, you see a lot of control warriors or hunters to start with. Not so many druids.
Sometimes rogue. Since week 2, we see actually Merca rogue, Merca rogue. We saw Malygos rogue. But Druid versus Druid, kind of unusual. And Kaldi starts with a white rose here. Pretty good for him. And for Grimmjow, well, there is no white rose in his hand. But still, he has pretty impressive stuff going around here for him.
If you compare the hands, I would think Grimmjow has an advantage.
I would say Grimmjow has an advantage.
Yeah. Oh. That's double wild growth. I mean, it fastened up the game. Like, it increases the speed, but the problem is that Kaldi barely has any cards left.
Absolutely. The good thing is with double white growth, you can just do turn 5 Cairn, and then Faces Manipulator him. So that's quite strong for him. Is he going to just go for it? Or maybe, well,
he has to. What?
So there is white growth incoming. And we see, well, that's quite some cards here for Grimmjow. I mean, Faces Manipulator, Black Knight. A Black Knight is what you want to have. Main problem here is just, well, there's Cairn incoming. Now we see a Faces Manipulator in Kaldi's own hand to just Faces Manipulator his own Cairn. Can Grimmjow silence Cairn, or will he maybe Faces Manipulator it himself? So he could just be, yeah, I'm going to Faces Manipulator it. And then he faces 2 Cairn with his Cairn. That would hurt a lot.
He plays it correctly. He immediately silences him. He sees there is a danger.
He knows the deck since he plays it himself, maybe in a different version. So it's quite obvious to instant silence here. Now Faces Manipulator is more or less... Now I don't want to say he's useless. He's just not as useful as he was before. He can just kill that 2/4 now, play his Harvest Golem, for example, maybe even Mark of the Wild someone. But you kind of don't want to Mark of the Wild if you don't use it. So you're going to play Mark of the Wild if you attack with someone to kill something, but you're not just going to play Mark of the Wild to have a stronger minion that's not attacking in the turn, because you just give another Black Knight target for easy mode Black Knight target.
You give another Black Knight target, and you can also, you should just keep it in your hand, as you already said, until you're gonna make use of it, because you don't need to use it, defensively, I say it, or offensively. You can also use it to buff another minion of your opponent, and then use a Black Knight or use a big game hunter.
Wow, he goes for 2 damage in the face. That's kind of surprising for me, since there could be an enemy Cairn incoming and you kind of want to silence it, or there's the 5/10 tree incoming, you kind of want to silence that. So he goes for the rush. I would say Kaldi goes for the rush here, but it felt for me kind of...
Well, it's desperation, because he's running out of cards. And if you look at Grimmjow's hand, he's more than healthy.
He didn't have 2 white grows, but for that he just has a claw full of stuff. He could play his Druid of the Claw, he could coin out Sunwalker, but you need to fear Black Knight. So his hand is good and full of stuff. He could just Raz Cairn away, diminish 4 damage, and then there's only 4 more damage on the board. That's not hurting so hard. Oh, he goes for the swipe here, and then Raz is away.
The keeper.
Well, but I would have just rest away Harvest Golem, for example, and then swipe. So he would have killed the leftover minion. In my opinion, slightly better. Whatever he does, it's still okay, what he did. But in my opinion, it would have been slightly better. And now he gets an Ancient of Lore, exactly the minion you want to draw here. Just play it, draw 2 more cards, be on 9 mana. And he even gets the Black Knight.
Nice.
It's super good for him now.
It was so important. Because now the potential of Sunwalker is, yeah, super high. But he knows if there's a Black Knight incoming, that spells trouble.
And what does he want to do? So he could charge up his Druid of the Claw, deal 4 damage to the face. It seems to be, well, rather useless. If he taunts his Druid of the Claw up, it will just die too. And Sunwalker, well, will just die too. Whatever he does here, it kind of hurts. He's going for 2 damage. Well, will just kill the Harvest Golem. I guess that's an okay move. Of all the moves he could do, that's the best move here to do, actually. It feels kind of sad, since you're just putting out a 2/4 minion and you're just killing 1 Harvest Golem. And that's it with your board impact, and you're facing a 5/5. Sanjin incoming too. That's a good target for Black Knight. For Kaldi.
Yeah.
So if he plays Sanjin and it gets Black Knighted, you're like, okay, no
Nice.
problem. Ancient of War. That's your answer to a Black Knight on Sanjin. So baiting out Black Knights with Tastingo is always worthy, I would say.
Most definitely.
And is he going to trade his 5/5 or just go for the face? Oh, he even faces Manipulators with 5/5 to just oppose. Well, that's just super big threat now. He doesn't have enough mana to Black Knight and swipe. So that's what he will like to do. 10 mana play here. He could also Mark of the Wild up his minion, swipe one of the big trees and kill Tastingo.
Well, yeah.
That feels good. He gets 2, 4, 6 minions. But I wouldn't have attacked here. He just gives him the option to attack back with his Tastingo to actually trade the 4/6 and go for Black Knight. So that's super easy mode here now for Kaldi. Oh, it's not super easy mode. He could consider not playing his Black Knight, but I guess Black Knight and his own another Tastingo out, and he has 4 big minions.
Or he goes another option: Black Knight, Keeper, silences the 4/3. Then it's 2/3.
I mean, I would
and
silence
then he attacks to the face, gives him 8 damage.
Or just silence a 4/6, trade with a 4/3, and deal 10 damage to the face too. Just keep your Black Knight maybe for Sunwalkers and stuff.
Nah, he should trade the 4/3. He wants to keep his silence, so he can attack next round if there's a big taunt.
He's going to trade and maybe play his Tastingo. That would be 100% of his mana used. 10 damage. He's down to 11 and it hurts. And if there's one thing you cannot handle as a druid, that's 5 big minions with, well, a lot of HP.
Especially beefy minions.
Yeah, he can swipe here now without any effect. He can play Black Knight, but that just kills the 3/5. He would still die.
He could play a Sunwalker.
But even Sunwalker just gets attacked with his hero ability, and then he dies to... Grimmjow's dead here.
Yep.
I'm just calling it now. I'm just spoilering here. Grimmjow is dead. If you haven't noticed, that's fact.
Yeah, well, I think he realized it as well. Yep.
And that's the thing here. You don't need your Wild Crows. Well, but let's just jump right in and see what Grimmjow actually picks. And it's Shaman. Good job. Considered as a soft counter to Druid. Well, against the Ramp Druid, I'm not entirely sure. But you have the Furrow Spirits, you have a Flame Tongue Totem, that's quite a lot of damage. And you have your hacks to deal early with your enemy's threats.
Especially if he's gonna innovate something big.
And we see here Kaldi has a nice hand again. There's already Selnus, there's a Raz, there's an Innovate.
Oh.
And I would have kept the Raz, since if he plays an Unbound Elemental turn 3, you just can go Selnus Raz, kill it instantly. Not sure, well, not sure with his move here.
Did he redraw the Selnus?
No, he kept the Selnus.
Okay.
Keeping the Selnus is okay, but, well, redrawing the Raz, questionable in my opinion.
Yep. But he gets it, so it's fine.
And well, yeah, as you say, he gets it. I would coin out my Harvest Golem now and maybe innervate Root of the Claw next turn.
What? Is he gonna Selnus Breath?
Now he's going to innervate coin Root of the Claw. But the same mistake again. He could have just gone for Harvest Golem and next turn innervate out Root of the Claw.
It's gonna get hexed and yeah. You just wasted 3 cards.
It hurts.
It does.
And we see an interesting version of Grimmjow's Druid here. He plays it with Doomhammer, so it's not the anti-aggro, anti-rush Shaman. It's more or less normal, well, exclamation, here, normal mid-range Shaman with Doomhammer, with Leroy, maybe with Leroy, Wind Fury too. So we can get surprised here.
Rockbiter. 24 damage, kaboom.
He follows up with the Harvest Golem, but other way around, in my opinion, would have been way better. And he also has the Lightning Bolt here to instantly kill that Harvest Golem.
Wow. Well, he's overloaded next turn.
Quite hard. And we see that swipe in Kaldi's hand. So he could even swipe and just run in his one leftover Harvest Golem, the remains here. And the only thing Grimmjow can do is get a totem out.
Oh, and he gets a Rockbiter, which is nice for him.
He hopes for a healing totem, so actually his taunt totem would stay alive. Now it can just get killed by hero ability, for example. Hero ability, Thalnos, but you don't want to play Thalnos if you have rats in your hand. And maybe next turn is an Azure Drake incoming, and we really want to kill that Azure Drake instantly. So more or less, either play your Keeper of the Grove or just hero ability and kill a totem.
Oh. Oh, what?
Card draw incoming. He kind of needs some card draw, but I feel that Raz kind of wasted. He gets an Agent of Lore. Good for him. Next turn he can innovate it out. Even though you really don't want to innovate it out.
No.
Because if you innovate it out, you waste 1 mana, and it always hurts to not use the full amount of your mana.
And he has 16 potential damage on his hand. Right now. Because he has double Rockbiter and Windfew. And
that's just the super strong thing about that kind of Shaman. You can do this amazing burst, and not only 18. He could do those 16 damage, as you said. He can also play his Flame Tongue, do 18 damage in 1 turn if he really wants to. He doesn't need to. I'm just saying he could absolutely do it and burst away Kaldi's 30 HP.
Wall growth.
And Yetis.
And Yeti, of course, yeah.
Well, he can also Rockbiter down a Yeti if he really wants to and just drop more and more totems. I guess it's absolutely okay, since if you don't do it, he will just kill your totem with his Yeti.
He could Rockbiter the Yeti and play the big Game Hunter as well, but you, of course, you want to save the big Game Hunter for the big minions that the Druid might throw at you.
If I'm not mistaken, Rockbiter's only in friendly minions. But we could actually find that out.
Are they?
Timo will just instantly
friendly. Yeah,
Google that. So you saw friendly.
Never mind.
That would be some executing your own Sylvanas play.
Yeah. I think those are the most fun plays.
If it happens, I mean, you could just sit there and click Rockbiter on the enemy, and then you notice, well, it doesn't work. That's sad.
Well, you could still use it on your weapon.
Absolutely. So, what is Kaldi going to do here? He could just charge up his Root of the Claw, for example, kill the Taunt Totem with his ability, and diminish the threat of a Flame Tongue Totem. Or he just silences it right away. Also possible. But there's already the second Hex, so we might just see a Hex here. Well, or Auctioneer. Well, I'm not sure if I would Auctioneer Lightning Storm and see what happened and then clear with my weapon. Or if I go Auctioneer Hex, which is a safe route. Auctioneer. Well, he goes Auctioneer Rockbiter. We'll just kill both. I would kill both.
Yeah, of course.
To keep my Auctioneer completely safe. Those two Rockbiters turned out extremely useful for Grimmjow here. Nice to see a Shaman performing so well.
Yeah, especially with Doomhammer. You don't see Doomhammer, every day.
And there's Ragnaros incoming. Are you going to play Ragnaros, cross your fingers, and hope he hits that Auctioneer?
I doubt it. And he knows there is still a second Hex roaming around, so rather just go for the card draw when he gets the Ancient. So he could, in this case, he could play the Mark of the Wild, because first of all, it might force a Hex, it might force a Big Game Hunter, or a Black Knight. So those are the three cards he's really afraid of, because if those are gone, he has all the means on his hand to win the game with Ragnaros, the Ancient of War, and Cenarius, of course.
And he goes for the Big Game Hunter. I guess I would maybe go for an Hex, since you want to draw as many cards as you can with your Auctioneer. But he decides to go for the Big Game Hunter just to get another minion out. And I mean, advantage here for him, he just has 7 minions on the board. So whatever is incoming now, he can just throw everything in if he wants to. He still has a Lightning Storm with plus spell damage. Pretty impressive board here by Grimmjow.
I think he's gonna play Ancient of War and the Harvest Golem.
I think he's going to win, probably. Here, Grimmjow and Kaldi has nothing to throw against him. Oh, Ancient of War is 5/10, but there might just be incoming Hex Lightning Storm. Not even Hex. I would just silence him now, since you drew that silence. You can do 2 damage silence and trade easily with the means on your board.
I don't think he has lethal.
He's not having lethal. That's 4, 5, 7,
18.
8,
Yeah,
12,
16
damage only. Not enough. Well, if he runs in his totem first, he can get plus 2 damage with Argus. So if he kills one of his totems, he gets plus 2 damage from that Argus, and it would be 17 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
5, 7, 8,
Yep.
12. Yeah. Yeah, 5, 8. Yeah, that would exactly be 17.
Nice. Well played.
Well, that's a point landing here. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just Germanizing every word and just throwing up point landing.
It's a point.
Zoo or Handlock here for Kaldi. Not sure what he plays. Let's just jump right into the game and see what's happening.
Yeah, the reason, we see the Hunter, and the reason why, like one of the reasons why Hunter is considered a counter is, of course, Unleash the Hounds, because the Shaman has so many minions, or tries to have many minions on the board, and then Unleash the Hounds gets more and more effective.
That's kind of stupid hand. I'm just saying stupid. He has double tracking, and yes, you can tracking turn 1, but as the game continues, like in turn 3 or 4, you already know what you have in your hand, and you can better pick with tracking. Now you have like 3 cards. You want to have a Timberwolf, you want to have a Boar, you want to have a Houndmaster. Both are 3 good cards, but you kind of want to play tracking when you already have 5 cards in your hand. Then you play tracking, and you pick that card that synergizes perfectly with what you're holding. So 2 trackings in turn 1, it hurts, in my opinion, more than it's useful.
Yeah. And I'm surprised that he's deciding, like he's thinking about tracking again. I would just keep that one and go for the ping. Okay. Wow.
Kodo or Kill Command. And against a Shaman, you really want to have your Kodo. to
You wanna
kill
have
those
both.
totems. Yeah, you want to have both. You want to always have both, but tracking only gives you one card. There's the first totem upcoming, and it's kind of annoying. It's kind of good that it's a taunt totem, but it's kind of annoying since you can only press it one more time. You kind of don't want to exceed 2 minions. You want only 3, but not even that, because if you go 3 minions, you just get 3 cards for your enemy.
Exactly.
And it's 3 cost unleash. So let's see if that actually hurts you, or if it's just, well, I win anyways since I'm a hunter.
When he plays the boar.
Well, if he plays it now, he could have played it last turn too.
Yeah.
So don't see any reason now why he didn't play it last turn. And hand from Grimmjow is kind of good. He already has an auctioneer. He has a silence, so Earthshock pretty useful to kill Huntmastered stuff.
2 silences.
2 silences. Also Rockbiter, Lightning Bolt, and Lightning Storm. So whatever happens, he has answers for quite everything.
And he has the auctioneer, still has the coin, so a lot of card draw is incoming as well. Or
And
a lot of potential card draw.
And that healing totem, super annoying. we'll just heal up the taunt totem, and he cannot kill it now. He kind of needs to Houndmaster or Animal Companion, a Huffer / Leok, to get 1 stupid totem killed.
I think he should go for the Houndmaster now.
But as we know, if he goes for the Houndmaster, there's a nice answer waiting for it.
Shock.
Earthshock incoming. That's super nice for Grimmjow here to deal with what Kaldi throws in his face. Not only that, he could play Unbound Elemental, Earthshock, Coin, Lightning Bolt, board clear, and own 3/5 minion on the board.
Sounds nice.
And the good thing is, with this move, he actually makes his minion Kodo safe. So the Kodo incoming can only kill the 2/2 totem, but not the 2/4 Unbound Elemental. And that's what would really hurt if it happens.
Is he gonna Eagle Horn Bow?
You could Eaglehorn Bow and Trap, but if you
Yeah.
if you Eaglehorn Bow and Trap, you just missed 2 damage with your passive.
Exactly.
So you only did 1 damage with your Eaglehorn Bow effectively. And that's not good. If he plays Eaglehorn Bow, he needs to use his passive, so he really needs to do 5 damage. And then next turn play his Explosive Trap. Oh, he really wants to kill that minion. But if Grimmjow decides to not attack, his minion will just get healed up by the totem. That's kind of funny. He could also, that's super good now, he can also just play Argus, attack, both minions survive, he deals damage, and they even get healed up next turn. That's quite some cool move for him now.
Looks grim for Kaldi.
Looks grim for Kaldi. Well, not anymore if there is now Starving Buzzard, Unleash the Hound, Timberwolf incoming. He could perfectly...
There's only 1 Timberwolf left.
I don't see any problem drawing it, since you're a hunter, and hunters tend to draw everything they need.
Nimshim.
And he's not going to Nimshim, but he has a hunter's mark, he still has his bow, so he can kill everything if he wants to. If he wants to waste his hunter's mark, possibility there. What he really wants to have is his hyena out.
Yeah.
Sadly cannot do it. So Kaldi, sir, definitely kill Unbound Elemental, since Unbound Elemental hurts a lot. And I guess I would clear the whole board.
You would?
Well, at least the healing totem, so you're not facing that stupid heal up every turn. Still, it's not looking super nice for him. There's just going to be Earthshock Buzzard trade.
I think Totem, Defender of Argus.
Yeah, but both are absolutely possible. He can just trade, definitely kill the Buzzard. He could also play his Doomhammer. a lot of options for him here to deal with what is on the board. And he trades and deals damage to the face. Kaldi already down to 19 and another Rockbiter in his hand. So 10 damage, just 10 damage in one turn possible. It's just so much and it comes out of nowhere.
Yep. It is quite a bit.
And Kaldi has a Savannah High main, but that Savannah High main will just get silenced and killed instantly. The Kodo, super useful now, can actually kill at Defender of Argus. So good board here now for Kaldi. If we don't see the Rockbiter super clear once again,
Ka-chonk, chonk.
would do a lot of damage. And he can also just get out a totem. I guess he really
wants a spell damage totem.
Yeah, he really is not wanting to do what he needs to do here with the Rockbiter clear.
Oh, he gets it.
That's the most... Well, he would get that damage also if he uses the Rockbiter. It was just super unlucky for him now that... Well, it was lucky for him the Kodo got 3 damage, and unlucky the Crocolisk only got 2, but better the Kodo gets 3 than the Crocolisk. So now he was actually able to clear. In the end, it was lucky for him to hit the 3 damage on the Kodo.
Well, someone had to get lucky, I guess.
Someone had to get lucky. It's always good if one is lucky and not both have a super not so nice game for him. And there's a Timberwolf, by the way, already in his hand. And Timberwolf Unleash will just kill all those totems.
If he gets another Unleash.
Pharaoh Spirits are really good. You kind of want to Earthshock the Savannah High main and maybe like get a spell damage totem, Earthshock it, Rockbiter it down with your totem, for example. Or just Earthshock it, play your Hounds. Also possible. He really wants to finish off with his Doomhammer Rockbiter action. Since that's 10 damage. Just draw second Rockbiter. Easy mode. Game win. GG. But if he goes for Spirit Wolves with Totem, at second Unleash would be so powerful. And you're gonna cry. Like, you're gonna cry if you see the second Unleash.
Well, the second Unleash could also be with a Leok. Potentially.
Absolutely. And then you will cry. Tears. Waterfalls. So, Totemic Call, Spirit Wolves, and...
Ouch.
I would silence it right away. To just...
Well... Maybe he wants to keep the silence in case there comes a Houndmaster. Which would make sense, and it's his only, if I'm not mistaken, it's his only Earthshock left.
That's correct. He hasn't played a Hex by now, but the only Earthshock left in his hand. Unleash, Timberwolf, Leok. I would quite hurt. I would hurt a lot. Maybe Animal Companion first of all.
Of course.
And see what you get. He could also just kill those 2 wolves and be done with it. For example.
Yes, the Animal Companion.
Wow. That Leok is just the best card here, and Kaldi deals so much damage now. He can clear those wolves. He can clear the totem.
Oh.
He could have also played his Savannah Scavenging Hyena. But wow. That's 8. That's GG. Lethal. I wanted to say he could have also played the Scavenging Hyena, and then I counted and I was like, okay, it's lethal.
And